Not shaky, it's not, you know what I'm saying? Because if your word's shaky, then you're basically shaky for real. Especially if you're talking to yourself.
Right.
Even if you're speaking out loud in that situation. Yeah, you're
psyching yourself out.
You are psyching yourself out.
Like Deion Sanders, he was like, you came in there and you was harder on those kids, blah, blah, blah. He said, I came in there, and he basically told them kids, like, you're not going to make it. We're going to make you quit. I'm bringing my kids in here. If you was a part of the old team, you're not going to make it. If somebody bucked and stayed, welcome.
Yeah, but if I say shout out to them 11 kids that bucked and stayed.
But if the verbiage made you run, you didn't belong.
You didn't belong there.
You know what I mean?
You end up falling off.
Because to me, if you weren't already agitated, looking, starving for change, and you're comfortable on a 1-11 team, if you're the janitor, I might not want you here. I don't want no one here. I don't want no one here.
If you're the janitor,
I don't want you doing the laundry. You do the laundry, you're bad luck.
You're bad luck. You did the jerseys, them losing it. You watched them losing ass jerseys last year.
Everybody
get out.
Get checked out, and it turned out he had diabetes and stuff. But yeah, two good people, man. I really just brought chills in my body.
Yeah,
as soon as you just mentioning them, man, I miss both of them.
Yeah, man, definitely. Good dudes, man.
Good dudes, bro.
Excellent.
But that charter school had changed my life, bro. If I was, and I'm not, I teach at a public school now, but the charter school I feel like changed my life because they had more control over the interaction and the values that they put on. The values that they put on being academically kept or being strong in that field is what propelled me to be able to sustain myself today. Like it really, I can really track it back to
I look at them as like Urban Pathways, Urban Academy, Penn Hills Charter. I call them boutique charter schools.
I can see that.
Because I love them.
I can see that.
But it's just the Propel that's killing, because Propel got a whole school district now.
They got a whole school district, and I don't understand.
And they're not doing better than any schools.
That's what I was about to say. I don't understand what's different about it than Pittsburgh Public.
They have more money to advertise. You go into a Giant Eagle and push your court, you got a Propel banner right there on
damn right.
They got over $1 million budget to so you think, and it's like free.
Crazy.
It's like they put it as like this is free private school.
Yeah.
But it's not free.
Yeah.
The community's still paying for it.
Yeah.
So I don't mind the one-offs like the urban. I love urban.
Free? How they get to say it's free?
Because the parents don't gotta pay for it and it's not public school.
You gotta pay for it. I mean, you gotta pay. In that case, the public school is free too.
It is.
Yeah, but they're trying to market it as private school, but it's free. It's free as public school, but it's it's free as public school, but it's private. Yes,
dirty.
Wow,
finessing. I can't go a day without finessing.
Because the public is still public school. The public school.
It is public school because it's so many kids. Ain't no lottery to get in.
It might be 20% now of PPS's budget that go to charter schools.
I bet.
That's a lot of money.
I bet.
And PPS's budget is bigger than the city of Pittsburgh's budget.
We had 23,000 students before COVID. Now PPS got like the higher end of 18,000.
Yeah,
that's a good chunk of kids.
That is.
Yeah.
That's a whole 2 schools of children. Bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, and then I was talking to this guy I work with named Jordan, who was saying that he thinks that it will probably be easier for Pittsburgh Public Schools to have like the northwest, south, east method.
That's what they've been talking about that for a long time. But I mean, I don't know. Like I'm old, so I'm not like in the street. But I know when they were talking about that when I was, I'm just being. As far as like when I was in high school, I knew what was going on. I can tell you, you can't put them.
I
ain't
with them. Claiming old until I'm 65. Right?
Listen, listen, man. Listen, man. We just talked about. We literally just spoke about a couple guys we just lost. And listen, I'm every year I got. I'm old and I'm happy.
I can tell you some 16-year-olds. I can tell you about a couple guys they just.
That's what I'm saying. I'm happy. I'm happy to be here. I'll take old.
Right, I get what you mean.
I feel that.
I'm not running from aging, but I don't want to, because I feel like old people do old things.
Oh no, I ain't doing no old.
Ooh, I was at Slappers and Bangers the other day. Somebody was like, "What's up, OG? I want to fight him."
No, you OG now.
Oh no,
I want to fight him.
Definitely OG.
Like, what's up?
No, I definitely almost stole on this kid when I was walking past. He said, "Yo, Unc, you gonna buy me a blunt?" I'm like,
"Yo, Unc, you gonna buy me a blunt?"
That's disrespectful.
And you don't even know me.
I said, "How old is you?" He said 17. I said, No, you lucky you ain't say, hey, I might have started Are you a blunt? No.
Yo, can you
no, you get lost.
Blunt? You know what, man?
But now, talking about that East-West school, I was saying, the reason I was saying, like, I'm old now is because when I was young, I could tell you, no, you can't do that because the politics of how the street was. Like, they were talking about putting places in schools together that just weren't going to go in schools together.
And they did.
And they closed projects and moved people in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Not all of it, but like, you know what I mean?
That's their home school.
Yeah, that's their home school.
Yeah, but to be honest, Wilkinsburg and Homewood never really had like a frivolous relationship. There was never I can't stand Wilkinsburg. Like, I know a lot of motherfuckers who claim both, and they're so close and right next to each other. Maybe back in the day, but at least when I was growing up, there wasn't really oh, you're from Homewood, why are you walking around out here? No, other places in Homewood and Lincoln had that kind of relationship.
Yeah, Wilkinsburg and Braddock.
When I was in high school, was bubbling. One in the head, bubbling. I didn't even realize it because I didn't even know anything about any of them valley hoods until I moved to Woody Heights. And I found out. And I got mad homies from Braddock. Now I found out quick about everything out there and stuff. So, like, the only thing I would say about them high schools, I wonder if they think about the politics with the kids because they don't really know nothing about that. So they're just going to stuff all these kids into the schools. Care. And they don't realize the type of effect that's going to have when you sit in and you don't know. I ain't going to say nobody's name, but when you got one person's little cousin who been shot, and, you know, the other person's little cousin is the shooter, and y'all both in school, and somebody start talking the wrong talk. You know what I mean? Or somebody a rapper, and they mention somebody's name. You got to really watch for you have, you know what I'm saying, bunches of kids that I didn't really think they thought about that.
I also think, though, like, when it comes to our interactions like that, I don't think, and I would just ask my students this, I don't think that we should even consider city politics to be responsible for our shit.
Yeah, we can't.
I feel like we got to handle our shit.
They cannot be responsible.
We can never rely on any level of politics that excludes so many of the people in question to address their issues. Like, it's just not gonna happen. They don't give a damn.
You got a point there.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't. They don't give a damn. Like,
it takes
I can't
care.
ask my neighbor to clean my toilet, bro.
Yeah.
They live right next door to me, but they still not gonna come over and clean my toilet, bro.
You're right. Cause it takes somebody.
I like that.
No, you're right. It takes somebody who actually.
Let me write that down.
You're invested. It was your. So it takes somebody who actually invested in the shit. Like we were just talking about with Tay. Like all the effort you put in. Picture if you put in the amount of effort per year equal to what you were paid, you be popping out one time a month saying, "Hey everybody," you put a sign up, you say go Wilkinsburg, and you go right back to the crib. But the first of every month,
everybody that would be a sign that say go.
I would come out the day that check come through. I'd come out there like, "Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Y'all all right? Y'all cool? All right, I'll see y'all next month."
But because you care, you're giving you can't even put a price on the amount of effort and the stuff that you're doing because you care. Even though with the Wilkinsburg thing, fighting over Romney, I'm just happy we have pride in having black events, and that's what we having issues over. If that's the fight we having, who gonna have the big black pride event first? Hey,
I like that one.
No blood.
I like that one.
Let's have that fight all day, baby. As long as everybody have it, I'm coming to both. But I feel like
that one.
those are good fights to have for.
Man, that's interesting. Man. I also think that I've been questioning, or I've had a question about what I don't want to use the word perfect. What the ideal schooling situation would look like for our communities. Like, what does it look like? Because we know that public schools are not working for us. I mean, we've had wins. There's teachers that can tell you about wins. I can tell you about wins, but those wins ain't equaling a championship. Yeah. They're not equaling a championship. Like, we got wins on the field, but we ain't got no rings. So what does it look like for us to get rings in education?
I love Wilkinsburg's model right now. Okay. So since we only got from pre-K to 6, we got 2 schools. We made a primary and an intermediate. We got from pre-K to 2nd grade at Kelly, 3rd to 6th at Turner, but we got Spanish the whole ride from pre-K to 6. We have partnership with Disney, so they're doing. We got the arts in there.
That's interesting.
We have. They're actually
what
publishing.
Type of partnership with Disney? What is that?
So we're putting on like plays. So they had a few of the schools that did the partnership. They all came to the the Bynum, and they did their performances. But I think we did Jungle Book this year. We have published authors. Like, these kids are writing books, and our school district is publishing the books and letting the kids purchase the books. I believe right now we got over 150 published authors.
Out of the students?
Yes.
Yes. That is
crazy. So we're trying to get it lit, and that's why we're going over to Westinghouse or whatever school because, it's just open to the district. Yeah. We can go anywhere. but we tend to excel further than they have in the PPS system.
Yes.
Every year so far in Westinghouse, it's been Wilkinsburg kid is one of the valedictorians. It's because that foundation. A lot of our people's great grandmas and granddads didn't go past the 6th grade.
Yeah.
So I just feel like it's important to instill all that at a young age. Yeah. And the only thing that we're missing in Wilkinsburg, we just need more black teachers. Okay. And I think that's need is everywhere. We need black teachers, not just black teachers, but black teachers that care.
You black teachers that care.
Black teachers.
You know what?
Black people that care.
I'm gonna touch on that. But also my biggest concern is where do those 6th graders go next? Mm-hmm. Like, because I know they're going through Westinghouse, and there's great things happening. Like I said, in every Pittsburgh public. But as a model, like I think that I've been enticed thinking about not necessarily charter schools, but like these schools that are founded on the idea of teaching black kids to excellence. Yeah. Like I'm not going to sit here and pretend that those are Pittsburgh public schools because they're not, and they're not charter schools because they're not. Other schools are businesses where their business model is their business model. I'm talking about schools where it has a community model first. You know what I mean? Like what you're talking about is a community model, and then it's like, okay, boom, this 6th grader is dope, ready to save the world. Where do they go for 7th grade? You know what I mean? Like where are they going?
That's why we should be like Duquesne. Duquesne actually brought back their 7th and 8th grade. I wouldn't be mad at Wilkinsburg bringing back their 7th and 8th grade. It'd be harder to do high school too. Yeah. But I think an issue with Wilkinsburg and the high school, we got tons of high school pride. But it's like our little league and our high school teams just didn't align.
What you mean by that?
Because like or middle, like in these other boroughs and stuff, their little league teams kind of mirror their high school teams. So you got that pride you want to keep there, you want to play there. Or our little league team always been the Hornets and the Bees and all that. When the high school's the Tigers, red and blue, opposed to blue and gray. So I feel like just
a pathway.
Even though sports aren't everything, but I see in other neighborhoods like the North Alleghenies and stuff where it's like it's aligned and you got that pride. Even Woodland Hills, y'all got Woodland Hills.
Wolverines,
the Wolverines, and you're like geeked up. Like I can't wait to be on that big stage.
That was really the feeling. That was really the feeling.
It like I want to be the next Kareem Dutrell.
That man, my man. I ain't gonna lie. They almost had me with that helmet when I went there. They had me because I was
in their uni though. I always thought that was ill.
Turquoise, put that shit on the desk. The little turquoise. What I said, yo, with the little Wolverines in the back. I'm like,
there's a pride. Now they bought a piece of turf for y'all to feel.
He had me.
Hey, that's a seller right there. This is what you gonna be playing on.
No, they
had me what he had. So I was like, yeah, who played tight end? They said this kid named Rob Gronkowski.
Oh yeah.
I said, who's he? That's the kid. He ducking under the door right there. That's him. That's him. Yeah, you good.
Hey, yo,
y'all hoop team look like who hooping? Because this
Rob Gronkowski.
He was on the hoop team too. That's why I'm like, God, I can't get away from this nigga. He everywhere.
That's weird.
But yeah, like that thing, neighborhood model. If we could bring our students to the neighborhoods but I mean we know now it's bigger than the neighborhood too. But but back when the schools when you stayed in your neighborhood, you tend to be who you be with. You excelled at what you excelled at. Yeah. They had the different vocational things. I think they need to be teaching these kids all that, all the carpentry,
all that, bro.
The fixing cars.
Pack it in.
I could have used that coming out of high school.
Pack it in,
bro. You know how many I wish I could have went back and gave myself a shop class.
Man,
or something.
I had cooking class. Bro. I had making it on your own. I had mad bullshit classes.
Yeah. But like the thing is like. Those classes, regardless, but those classes is the reason why our great grandparents could not to say you should have, but could walk out of school sixth grade and still have more sense than what our sixth graders can walk out of school.
Oh, for sure.
But also, I feel like that whole idea of like community schools is so important because when I was in high school, I read this book. I think I was in high school. When I was in high school, I read this book called Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe.
Yep, I read that too.
In that book, bro, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It blew, like, it's forever been in my mind how the English moved the children away from the customs of their village, bro.
Yeah.
Like they took over not because they came in there with guns and you know and like y'all gonna do what we say. That's not what happened. What happened first was they started to give all the little kids bicycles. Give him a bike. Let him ride around faster than his dad can get around. His mom can get around. Now give him some eyeglasses if you got seeing issue. Give him some of this. Now he feels like his parents ain't shit.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're gonna hit him with the religion. Boom. Your parents are devil worshippers. Boom. Now we're gonna hit him, and then next thing you know, he like y'all. This village is trash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's what's happening with our kids.
Mm-hmm.
Differently though, but like we're losing them because we're not adding value to them, and the value that they get from doing bullshit feels greater than the value they get from doing stuff that is meaningful, and they're not being introduced to enough meaningful stuff. So it's like they're just kind of like, well, fuck it, I'm out here doing this and doing that because y'all not showing me nothing anyway. You know what I mean? And so community schools, when I say community schools, I'm not talking about there's an actual model out there called community schools. We're just talking about the idea that which I'm doing in Wilkinsburg. Yeah. That, you know, packing that stuff in, bro. Like, I wish somebody had taught me how to cook in school. Yeah. I like to cook now. I didn't realize I liked to cook until I was 29, 28 years old.
Yeah. And I always cook because my dad cooked and like my uncles, they was the cooks and everything. Right. Like I do the cooking in my house.
Yeah.
That's basically, I mean, I love, and so also just like wood shop, you know what I mean, all that stuff, like
wood shop,
pack that stuff in earlier, like, and then, you know, also Pittsburgh Public Schools, we have, you know, those magnets, but I feel like, you know, those things, some of the stuff that's magnets should probably be regular classes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, we have a really great magnet up at Malliance where they are learning everything about film, record, they can edit, they can, you know what I mean, shoot something. They know exactly how to do this. Like, one of them would be great for an assistant for somebody like Corey.
Absolutely. I'm about to holler at somebody.
Yeah.
For real. I'm
you
serious.
Know what I mean? For real.
I can't,
but like also, I would love it if all the kids got a little taste of that. They might not all have the same level, high level, but like, if they can get a taste of that in like middle school, you know what I mean? So they're gonna have an idea.
I mean, we're gonna talk about podcasting. I wouldn't mind coming down there and showing them how to, you know, let them get a piece of this.
I love that. I definitely used to. So a few years ago at the Center That Cares on the Hill, I used to have a podcast class. I would go in there and, you know, talk to the kids and get them to get their ideas. And at the end, you know, we did a podcast. I think that's something that's missing out here. No one asks these kids what's missing, what they want, what they need. They're left out of everything. It's like we're telling them what to do and how to do it, but we're not getting their input in. Like it's the same thing going to a community and getting that input of what's next on there. These kids should be asked, and you can weed out what's silly and what's real
what don't make
if
sense,
you ask everyone, if you give them all a survey.
Yeah, for sure. And that was a big thing even with me running here. It was I actually didn't want to run. It was like I needed to. Just you know, I had the mayor come to me and ask me, you know, like I don't know. There's some other people that are running that I don't feel like fit into this, and you're one of those people that, you know, the community looks up to, everybody likes to talk to. You're actually doing the work already, you know, by having the title gives you a little bit more resources to actually push you a little further. And man, I ain't want to do it. I ain't want to do it. I ain't want to do it at all. But
you know what else the mayor was doing too? Making sure you don't run against them.
Well, that could be it. That could be it. But
they love you, dog.
They rather have you on the team, right?
Mm-hmm.
They rather have me on the team. I prefer that. I wouldn't want that job actually. I'm cool right now. Where I'm at in life right now. Right now. Just saying. They might want to watch out a little later.
Change.
But when it comes down to it, man, it was you know, I thought about it's bigger than me, right? I'm not going to do this. I can't do this for me because I don't want it that much. But when I see the other ones, when I see the little ones that are coming up and they're looking at me doing this business and it's inspiring them. You know, it's like, hey, how do you do that? You know, I'm doing videos here. I want to try this, and they come to me asking these questions. And I got a chance to see Caleb Portis be the first African-American on the council, and what that did for me and the confidence, like saying in my neighborhood, I have somebody who represents me. That's when it hit me. I was like, okay, they need somebody that's going to actually
come to them, ask them questions, see what they need, and actually speak for them.
Because before her, a lot of black people just felt like they couldn't do it or just didn't even care about doing it.
Yeah, and that's I was there, and but now it's like nah. Like the only limitation I have is my mind and my thinking, and that's the only limitation we all have. If your skin complexion is the reason you can't get something, you got to find it's to me. It's not a good enough excuse. Like, because all I got to do is be undeniable. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? If you don't accept that, that's actually your problem, not mine. But I'm going to do this, and I'm not going to do this for me. I'm going to do it for all of the. Yeah,
that's real.
No, you just brought me.
You psych yourself out.
Something I've been trying to say, like, not here, but it's something I've been thinking about. I've been formulating this thought in my head, man. And I'm trying to move away from having faith to having devotion. Like, no, for real, bro. Like, because I'm realizing something about faith. And for all those people that's out there taking this towards a religious aspect, I'm going to ask you to just widen your view for a second, right? The thing about faith is having a belief in a particular outcome. You know what I mean? Like, you believe someone's going to help you. You believe someone's going to save you. You believe someone has good intentions. You believe in this outcome, right? But having devotion gets you a further way, because having devotion is about being dedicated to an action or a momentum, regardless of where the outcome is right now. You know what I mean? Because when you're devoted to something, it has no one outcome.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't really be devoted to an outcome. You're devoted to an action. You're devoted to a habit. You're devoted to a mindset.
System.
You know what I mean? You're devoted to a system. You know what I mean? Yo, I know the pod is getting good, but we have a message from our sponsors. Did you know that only half the adults with mental illness actually get treated?
Or that 2.5 million youth in the U.S. actually suffer from severe depression?
Our sponsors, the House of Wax, is raising awareness of mental disorders through knowledge, education, and music as a collective resource hub.
So let's normalize talks about mental health. To continue to raise awareness, for resources, visit the house at waxmentalhealth.org. And if you know someone in crisis, make sure you tell them to dial the crisis hotline at 988, because you are not alone.
I like that.
You have faith in outcomes, but you're devoted to systems and action.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to move more into, I am moving more into being devoted, you know what I mean? Right. Instead of having faith in that people are going to say yes. And that it's going to be a day where, if I'm devoted to this action of asking the question to as many people as possible, I know I'm going to get yeses. I don't need to think about the outcome. I just need to be devoted to the process and the journey.
Yeah, man. I love that. So I actually like what you just said, too, where you was like, I'm trying, but you say, no, I am. You know, the story you're telling yourself. You know what I'm saying is important as well. So, like...
Masterclass, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's the masterclass. Yeah. But that's what it's about, too. Like, we need to believe. You know what I'm saying? Like, the 4-minute mile. I told y'all that story about the 4-minute mile?
I know the story. It's in a book.
Yeah. Oh, it's in the book?
Is it in the book, or did you tell me?
I might have told you. I didn't read the book. Yeah, so the 4-minute mile is like this. So, they thought that... Back in the day, I would say maybe 200 years ago, maybe less than that, they thought the 4-minute mile was impossible to run.
Right.
They said no one can do it. And everyone was trying it. And it got to the point where one day there was a man who actually conquered it and ran a mile under 4 minutes. And once he did that, within like 3 months, there was like 10,000 people that also did it. And the reason is because now they actually believed that it was possible. Mm-hmm. And it was the same thing with the double backflip in the Olympics. They used to call that the death twirl. Mm-hmm. And they was like, no, don't try it. Once someone did it, next thing you know, everyone else doing it. Yeah, because it unlocked.
No, you're right. Tony Hawk 900.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm talking about.
No one ever did that. He did it. The whole park. Oh my God, it was amazing. Now niggas doing 1080s.
Yeah,
but then I think he said within a year, 4 more skaters did a 900.
Absolutely.
No one did it before.
It's unlocking that part of the brain that's saying it's not possible. That's why it's believed. So me running for council, that's what that is to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, I'm gonna unlock their minds. Even it doesn't matter what the outcome is. Like that's not even what it was about. Just the fact that I'm going. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing it with the right intention. So like that's what you were saying. That's online with it all, man. It's online with it all.
4 Minute Mile.
It's dope. 4 Minute Mile, man. Hard.
Atomic Habits. This book by this dude named James Clear. He's looking at a master class by the author right now. Yeah. And
what was it called again?
Atomic Habits.
Yeah, that's been on my reading list on Audible for a minute. I haven't checked it out.
Read Atomic Habits, bro.
That's my next book. I'm doing the master
It's an
class.
amazing,
let me put that in my notes before I
book,
forget.
bro. I would say one of the biggest things that it really helped me think about was this story, because I just kind of corrected myself. Yeah. It was talking about this dude that he was like, take for example 2 people trying to quit smoking. They both quit yesterday. They're both approached by someone who says, yo, you want a square? Yeah. You know what I mean? And if you don't know what a square is, then
can't help you. Can't help you. Sorry. Yeah.
It's like,
it's not her job.
Right. He's
get
like,
$2
you know somebody approached both of them and say, yo, you want a square? And one of them say, no thank you, I'm trying to quit. And the other one says, no thank you, I'm not a smoker. They both quit yesterday. Yeah. But the one that says, no thank you, I'm not a smoker, is training their mindset to do things that non-smokers do. Yeah. While the other one is trying to avoid being a smoker when they're accepting that they are.
You know what else that point reminds me of a lot?
What's that?
Be impeccable with your word.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? For agreements, just be impeccable with your word. Like, what are you telling
Truth
yourself?
Overlaps.
You know what I mean? That shit makes a lot. That's what it reminded me of. Like, damn, that's not being impeccable with your word. I'm trying to stop. Is that being impeccable with your word? No. Yeah. Being impeccable with your word is I am not a smoker. I'm making this statement. This is my mission. What I'm on, and I'm serious about my word. It's not shaky. It's not. You know what I'm saying? Because if your word's shaky, then you're basically shaky for real. Especially if you're talking to yourself. Right. Even if you're speaking out loud in that situation. Yeah, you're psyching yourself out. You are psyching yourself out.
Like Deion Sanders. He was like, you came in there and you was harder than those kids, blah, blah, blah. He said, I came in there, and he basically told them kids, like, you're not going to make it. We're going to make you quit. I'm bringing my kids in here. If you was a part of the old team, you're not going to make it. The verbiage of it made them see themselves as not making it.
Yeah.
And he said, like, if somebody bucked and stayed, welcome.
Yeah. If I say, shout out to them 11 kids that bucked and stayed.
But if the verbiage made you run, you didn't belong.
You didn't belong there.
You know what I mean?
You end up falling off.
Because to me, if you weren't already agitated, because to me, if I'm a coach and you weren't already agitated, looking, starving for change, and you're comfortable on a 1-11 team, if you're the janitor, I might not want you here. I don't want no one here. I don't want no one here.
If you're the janitor, I don't
want you doing the laundry. You do the laundry, you're bad luck.
You're bad luck. You did the jerseys, them losing it. You watched them losing ass jerseys last year.
Everybody winning. I need everybody with winning on their mind.
Yes, like literally.
I don't need a losing mindset touching the fabric
at
on
all.
The jerseys.
Nothing. Don't if you wash them losing ass jerseys, you gotta go. I'm getting a winner to wash these jerseys. They're gonna wash them shits games, like bro. For real. You got to you got to.
Hey, y'all talk about belief. How did you get the people to believe in you in your town?
Talking to them, going knocking. That's one thing people miss out on. They don't knock on doors. Yeah. Now. Even when my wife started 2017, like, shout out to Sarah and Amrad of Summer Lee. They was knocking on doors in Wilkinsburg before they even ran for anything. Like, period, Yeah. So if you don't get to the people directly, you're not gonna touch them. It's like it's not, especially if they don't see you. Like, you could just say vote for me, but it's like, why? Who are you? Yeah, who are you? Yeah. But when you get out there and you're visible, and I learned that from being on school board also. They just want to see you. So by now they'll know my personality, and they know that I'm cool, and I always just tried to be around. Like, showing you, I do the same thing as y'all. I'll go to work every day. I got this family. My family's here. My daughter goes to Wilkinsburg School. It's like I'm invested. I show them that you could do this. But it really starts with the kids. They be like, yo, the kids love you. Because I show up for them. I go there. I go into these elementary schools. I'll take them pizza. For like the past 2 years, I've been taking them pizza to the fourth graders, like the whole fourth grade. Like last year, I took Kenny Robinson You know, he from Wilkinsburg, on the Steelers, and he was out there playing with them.
Yeah,
they doing pickup. He just left practice.
Dope, man. That's dope.
And they out there throwing the football. They chasing after him. So it starts there, and they go home and tell their parents, because those are the people you want to get. Now, the people that vote, they're going to vote, period. But it's all about enhancing the vote. And that's the one thing that we've been able to do in Wilkinsburg throughout these years is raising the vote. We have almost 15,000 people, but previously we only had 1,200 super voters that vote in every single election, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But last year, there was almost 7,000 people that voted.
Yeah.
So it's like we're raising the number and awareness. More and more people are coming out.
That's where it's at.
Yeah.
No, I know a lot of campaigns have been switching dramatically to social media and not doing the foot to foot. Not doing the the hand to hand combat, right? Not feet on the ground. They trying to abandon that and go directly to social media, thinking that is where, has that been an issue for you as well?
I say yes because I'm not on social media all like that.
I respect that, bro.
Like on Facebook and stuff. I'll put some of the stuff there, but I have my community cleanups. Yeah. I have just different things in the neighborhood where I'm near. Like I just did a walk with Healthy Start probably 2 weeks ago, or we just did it. It's a walk I started at Park Triangle Park, and it ends up back there. So it's like literally doing a full circle around Wilkinsburg, and people see me. Like, you'll always see me, no matter what. If it's me and one of my kids. Yeah. If I got to speak, I'm on the news. I got one of my kids with me all the time. It's just to show, like, hey, I'm one of y'all.
Yeah, but that's the real stuff right there. And that's what I'm banking on. You know what I mean? It's not the inflated perception of social media. They say the truth. They say lies are quick and fast, but the truth has endurance. You know what I'm saying? So like that's truth. Like
quick and fast, but the truth has endurance.
Yeah, like it'll always catch up.
Real.
That other stuff is just gonna go and it's gonna vanish quick. Yeah, it hits fast and it may be there at the moment and it may travel fast, but it will never survive. The truth is always gonna be there. And I feel like if I continue to move the way that you're saying right now, the way you move, you know what I mean? Like that's It'll work itself out. If it ain't time for me, it won't be time for me. But you're gonna see me doing this regardless. Like this is just how I move. So that's dope to hear.
But you're on the ballot for November.
Yeah, for November.
Do you have challenger, a Republican?
Yeah, I got one.
Is it Republican?
Yes.
How you gonna win?
Yeah, it'll be all right. But I ain't gonna look at it like that, though.
Yeah, I just hate now that the way that this voting is, it make it easier for write-ins and everything. Because before you go in there and touch the boop, 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 now you got to actually fill in the Scantron and all that. I hate that. But it's more personal than a computer. So by the end of the night, you get more of a feel of who won. Because we used to have to sit out there at the end of the night and drive around and get the papers. And
I don't even got to read that, man. I was a write-in for the last one to get on the ballot because I wasn't in the time and ended up like doing really well. And I was like, all right,
it's crazy. Cool. It's crazy how things change. But like you said, man, be with the people. When you on the internet, you're going to end up just chasing likes. Yeah. I hate that.
That's facts. But that's why you need a team because Henry Ford talked about this idea of specialized knowledge. He was getting sued for something, and somebody asked him something about how a wheelbarrow was made on the cars. And he's like, "Do you know how?" And the attorney asked him in the court. He's like, "No, I don't know that." And it was like, "What you mean? Like you're Henry Ford? What do you mean you don't know how the wheelbarrow is?" And he's like, "Why would I know that? Like I pay somebody to know that. I make sure that this entire business moves forward. Yeah. I'm not concerned about the mechanisms on a wheelbarrow." Yeah. And you know what I mean? You do what you do. Touch the people. Somebody need to put you on social media.
Yeah.
You don't need to be on social
That'll
media.
That'll be so much easier.
Make sure,
like, damn, do this sound right? And I'll have to send it to my wife, and she'll be like, she'll fix it up for me. Then I'll just post it. Yeah. But then I'm not sitting there thinking about posting Happy Labor Day to everybody, or Happy Rosh Hashanah. But I see other like leaders. They gotta post for everything.
But do they though? Or is it somebody else?
It might
or
be
is it
somebody
automatic?
else. It might be somebody else.
I'm not doing enough.
Like, I gotta step this shit up.
They got somebody else.
I gotta
Tell you,
step,
bro. We wrestle with social media and shit too, bro. I feel like it's just a battle of trying to do it a little bit smarter. Like me and Bilal was talking, like we gonna start doing like planning our post out for shit, even for the pod, for music, and just making sure that we have posts ready for people instead of it's like, all right, I gotta get online today. Because I realized a couple years ago, I think I just randomly called him. I'm like, bro, I just realized something. He said, what? I said, I hate social media. I said I've been lying to myself for years, and I hate it.
I was off Facebook for about 10 years, but until I got a podcast, and I didn't realize that to have them other pages, you have to have a main page.
Right. Yeah.
So when I logged back in, I was like, dang, I ain't seen this
in
so long, and I hate it. But my wife, she do that social media stuff for as a profession. Okay. I mean, besides being she's running for state rep next year in the general.
Shout out to her, man.
Yeah, shout out to District 34.
Drop her name, man. What's your wife's name?
Ashley Comans. She's going to be running for Summer Lee's old seat because they took Wilkinsburg out of Ed Gainey's state rep district, which then went to Martell, then went to Latasha, and put it to the Mon Valley, took it to Summer Lee's area. Not the Mon Valley, but the eastern suburbs. And so now little slither of Homewood, Wilkinsburg were moved over there. So she's running for that. They had the special election last year. Because Summer Lee, she won that seat, so they had a special election. But the Democratic committee never picked Summer. Even when Summer was winning, like, she's never been picked. So we didn't expect to be picked. So this year, the people is going to do the picking. And so District 34, watch out Ashley coming. She's coming. She's the state rep you want. She's worried about her education. She's worried about her kids. She's the real deal. And, she's been in the local level since 2017. So it's time to take all that knowledge from the community and take it to Harrisburg. Because, we do have black people as state representatives in Harrisburg now. But shout out to Lindsey Powell, she just won. But none of them's from Pittsburgh. Shout out to Arion, he's from Philly. Shout out to Tasha May, she's from Philly. Shout out for Lindsey, she's from, I think, Brooklyn. So we don't have any Pittsburgh representation in there. Beautiful black people in there. So I think once we get her in there, the mix is just going to be, it's going to make so much sense. It's going to make so much sense because they're all, Latasha, she's killing it. Arion, he's killing it now. And I think Lindsey could do great too. But we just need that sauce, that thickener to make that roux perfect.
Make that roux perfect.
Make that roux perfect.
It's so crazy. I was thinking today about people's personality being like stew. And whatever the base of your stew is, like everybody got these different flavors. Like, you know what I mean? I was just thinking about that today. Like I was specifically thinking about people's different spiritual identities. And how some people could exist in this space, and some people have more of a Christian flavor, some people have more of a Muslim flavor, or more of a traditional African flavor. But like it'd be like this space of spirituality where people exist. But it's like a stew. You know what I mean? Everybody got they base of how they come into something.
I like that.
Let me write that Before we end it off, we probably got about 5 minutes.
Let me write that down too.
Man, dropping them, man. Y'all dropping them today.
Listen, buckets. He giving us buckets today. Both of y'all.
Buckets. People are like stew.
No. People are like stew.
People are like stew. That's one of my posts. And also, I don't know that shit. Henry Ford.
I don't know that shit. Henry Ford.
Get a shirt. Quotes. I don't know that shit.
Fuck you, man.
Henry Ford.
No.
Fuck is a wheelbarrow. Henry Ford.
Wheelbarrow was crazy. Hey yo, I wanted Lum to get us chicken in the farm joint on.
Oh yeah, come on with it. No, you got to do that.
Oh, the chicken in the farm.
I the tail end that walking there. I want to hear this.
Check this out.
It's basically the chicken in the farm theory of basically how much control do you actually have in life, and it's basically asking yourself the question: do you think you could be a chicken in the farm? And it's basically starting off with the fact of how we get physics. Like somebody dropped the apple, you know what I mean? Eventually, we figured out there was gravity. There was a bunch of studies. We figured out that we have gravity on Earth. That's a law. An irredisputable law that we see with our own eyes. You know what I mean? We don't have any other proof of that law but what we see with our eyes. So there was a group of chickens in a farm, and every day at 12 o'clock, they got fed feed. You know what I mean? 12 o'clock noon comes. It comes Monday, they get the feed. It comes Tuesday, they get the feed. Wednesday, they get the feed. Thursday, they get the feed. Friday, the smartest chicken in the room notices, every time this time of day when the sun's in the air, feed comes. So I wonder if, so he starts getting intrigued by it. So he starts doing a study. Every day, continuously, the feed comes. 12 o'clock, he's writing it down. 12 o'clock, he's scratching on the wall. Feed comes. 12 o'clock. So he has that and basically publishes a little note in his head of just physics for him. Because in their world, that's law. 12 o'clock, the feed comes. To me, like, in their world, from their perspective, that's no different than gravity. You know what I mean? At 12 o'clock, in that world, it's no different than the sun rising, than rain coming when it's cloudy. So he figured out a law in his world. And every day at 12 o'clock, they get fed. That is the law in their world until Thanksgiving comes. You know what I mean?
Not only does the feed not come.
Yeah, not only did the feed not come until Thanksgiving comes. Instead of 12 o'clock, he waiting for that feed to come. And instead of feed, 12 farmers coming. You know what I mean? Turkey farm up the joint, out of turkeys. We having chickens this Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? We're chopping the chickens up. They all going, and the scientist turkeys in there like, but I thought I had it all figured out. So it's basically like we think we have all these laws and parameters and physics and things that we have explained. But it's like, do you actually think that you could just be the chicken in the farm?
Wow.
Because there's a lot of people who think, oh, yeah, I got it all figured out because, you know, the universe and blah, blah, blah. We here because of this and we adjacent to the sun. That's cool. But maybe you just a chicken in the farm. You know, maybe that sun in the sky being close to the earth is just somebody coming at 12 o'clock with the feed. You know what I mean? So it's
that's wild.
I honestly, Lum has known me for a long time. I honestly been thought we was chickens on the farm. And the reason why I feel like that is because I feel like the only thing you have control over is your vessel.
Yes.
Like I feel like everything is inside of another vessel. There's somewhere in your body, there's a cell that thinks they got it all figured out. Until one day you stop eating something or you start eating something else. Or, you know what I mean? Like, that cell is just a part of us. They don't even know that. It's not even, it has choices, but it really don't.
It's Osmosis Jones.
It's basically Osmosis Jones.
Exactly.
It's definitely Osmosis Jones.
Chicken in the farm. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And then it's like, we're in the universe. But what is the universe?
And
as the universe, a chicken in some other form. You know
that's what I'm saying.
Like, I mean, it's a continual theory, but like, I do think that everything is a part of something. So essentially, you're not gonna know everything. You know what I mean? There's shit that human beings feel like we know everything, but
wrong to the
we don't.
Right? That was the first people I don't listen to. People are shook to death of not knowing. That's where a lot of people's belief comes from. They're shook to death of not knowing.
Social media is made up of people who swear they know. That's what it's for.
Swear. And the thing that kills me, you have people who swear they know or they believe something. Like, don't try to spend 35 minutes trying to convince me. Because if I really believe something, I don't need to convince anybody. I don't need anybody to agree with me. I can clearly see that you want your theory to be backed up by convincing me. And I'm not getting that.
I go by this. Everybody, like a lot of people know enough to think they right, but don't know enough to know they wrong, bro. That's some real stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? They know enough to think they right, but don't know enough to know they wrong. So like, even if I know something, I'm still open to learn about it.
Absolutely.
And then it's when you close your mind about it. When you close your mind, you're already lost.
You're on a journey to be stupid. As soon as you close your mind,
you're on a journey to be stupid.
You're literally crazy. You're on a journey.
That's a t-shirt.
You're trying to.
That's a t-shirt.
Like he said, you're the bad buckets. Buckets. You're devoting yourself to being dumb. You're just like, all right, well, I'm not receiving no more information.
My bad. You said you're devoted.
You're devoted to being dumb. That's devoting. I'm making a conscious effort to not get any new information. I'm stopping right here. This is the end of my intellectual graduation.
That's 50% of America. Then.
That's a lot of people, bro. And
it take a lot,
because people are more worried about looking right than actually being right.
That's my biggest.
That's it.
That's the thing that affects me emotionally the most when I work with kids. Seeing in them the devotion to not growing. I can see it in some kids.
It actually takes more effort.
Devoted.
It takes more effort. That's what drives me.
How you so young with that much fuck it?
Yo, where did you get it from?
And the crazy part is, some people get it from
crazy.
Sources where you're like, I can see that, and some people really just make it up on their own.
Yeah, some people just.
And it's like, bro, why are we here?
Yeah.
Oh
man,
that's heavy. That's heavy.
Yo,
we there.
Hey, listen, bro. I thought that's a great closing point, man.
Yeah, this was a hell of a pod. So this was a hell of an episode.
Man, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, House of Wax.
Absolutely.
Shout out to House of Wax.
Yeah, man.
I love them, man.
House of
Yeah,
Wax,
they're
man.
sponsoring us.
Oh, shout out to them,
Shout out
man.
my
I should
guy,
have worn my
man.
House of Wax t-shirt.
Yeah,
I should let you know.
Yeah, they got a kickball game on Sunday. You know what I mean? It's gonna be dope. Yep, down
Kickball
Mellon,
game.
September 24th.
Oh, that's dope. That's Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop. What time?
3 to 6.
3 to 6. I'm gonna stop down me and the kids.
Yeah,
stop that.
My wif's going to
Kickball
Beyonce,
game,
so I'm gonna be
man.
daddy daycare for the weekend.
Yeah.
Which Sunday? That's this Sunday.
This
Tomorrow?
Sunday, yep.
Oh, that's
24th.
tomorrow, the 24th. Yeah.
You convinced me that tomorrow was Sunday too.
That was real.
I was like, yeah, tomorrow's Sunday.
I was like, I missed the day. I missed something.
Saturday disappeared on you.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Dontae Comans.
Yes.
I appreciate y'all, man. I'm clap it up for y'all. I appreciate y'all coming on, man.
Appreciate you coming.
I've been seeing what y'all been doing, and you know, I'm a fan, and I love it, man. Y'all are solid people.
I appreciate it.
Y'all are doing something dope, and keep doing these live shows.
Yeah.
Because I miss podcasting. I haven't podcasted for probably like a year and a half, maybe. Y'all was going on 2 now.
Come over here.
Yeah, man.
You might
And
as well
I
come over
miss
here.
it. I miss it. It's you know, it's just in me because I don't talk about none online
Right.
just for that purpose because I just would do it on the podcast. Now I just write it down in my notes still. I still take notes on everything.
Yeah.
I got hella notes in my phone. I just like I'm still doing it.
I'm gonna make sure I give you my card before you leave out here, bro. We gonna figure something. We gonna figure something out, man. I got you.
Yeah,
I would like
man.
to pick your mind anyway.
For
So,
sure,
you know
for
what I mean?
sure.
This would
Yes,
be
yes,
dope.
we
I
definitely
unite.
we're
Let
connected
me
now.
unite.
We're connected now. We're connected now. We're connected now.
Frankincense and myrrh. Shout out to 1028 Podcast
Hey, man,
Studios,
appreciate
man.
it, man.
This has been another amazing episode of the Lum LaL Show, your weekly injection of introspection. Be good, be safe, and stay devoted, man.
Yeah, stay devoted.
Holla at you later.
Not devoted to being stupid.
Hey.
Hey.
Peace out.
Yes, sir. Hey, man. Another one down, boys.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.